What is up, all you gamers? As per usual, welcome back to the Respawn Recap. You ready?
I'm so ready.
I'm more ready. Let's dive into it. Hope you all enjoy. And it's some big controversy out there this past week. Yes, Counter-Strike fans, well, it was one of the hotter moments we have seen in quite some time, ever since the match-fixing stuff that is yet to come out. It's actually Ninjas in Pajamas versus, I would say, a relatively more unknown team known as Anonymous, actually playing in Flashpoint, now an RMR or a major qualifying event. So a lot on the line. It was initially in a matchup where Anonymous took down Ninjas in Pajamas, where we later found out that apparently NIP, alongside Device, all of their players complained about this publicly, about internet issues, packet loss, so on and so forth, to which, at that point in time, we thought, Anonymous, all right, they're going to come away with the victory. Flashpoint, the, of course, TO, comes back and says, hey, a day after, we're going to replay the matchup, to which everyone and their mom had a lot of opinions on whether it was NIP's fault, Flashpoint's fault, Anonymous, are they as innocent as they seem? It was hectic as frick.
I haven't seen people this upset in a long time. Like, even you said, like, they haven't been, like, CSGO news hasn't really been that hot since match fixing stuff. But even in that situation, I feel like there was a pretty clear side that people could take and, like, be upset with. But in this, it felt like people were all over the place, because some people were upset and being like, well, NIP is just, like, pressuring them and, like, they're using their influence and this, that, and the other. And then NIP comes back and they're like, because everyone was blaming the players, right? And they're like, no. The players didn't have anything to do with this.
It was us.
Yeah, it was management. Like, we thought that, like, they should replay it because, like, they weren't in playable conditions, you know? And then other people were upset at Flashpoint and like, oh, you're letting yourself be influenced. Like, how dare you do that? And, like, this, that, and the other. And it's like, wow, people were upset.
Yeah, and plenty of Counter-Strike pros speaking out about this. If you guys were on the timeline for just a day, you saw dozens of Counter-Strike pros giving their opinions, most of which I believe fell on, this is Flashpoint's fault for not acting in the moment, resolving it in the moment, waiting till a day later to replay. That matchup as of yesterday, or a few days ago by the point of this going live, has been replayed, and Anonymous did lose to NIP in a close matchup. So I'm sure this will not be done. There will still be people very angry at both sides, and it's really unfortunate for a team like Anonymous, because at the end of the day, a lot of people asking if it was Anonymous, the lesser known team who had these issues, would they have been given the same chance? And it's some big old news out there involving Twitch and good old Nadeshot. It's actually him becoming one of the first that we know of, especially in the gaming space, to actually sacrifice his Twitch partnership. Something that a lot of people aspire for, because Twitch affiliate, relatively easy to acquire. Twitch partnership, much more restrictive in their standards. Nadeshot now giving that away because he hopes in the future he'll be co-streaming some CDL events for his CDL team, that being the LA Thieves, which is primarily and only based on YouTube. So with him dropping his Twitch partnership, he can still be a Twitch streamer, still get subscribers, but he can also possibly co-stream events off his YouTube channels for the CDL.
That's a big player to lose for Twitch, I feel like. And I mean, lose, I say, like, he's still on Twitch. He's even said, like, this isn't gonna change anything about my stream or like how it's going. Like, it just opens up more doors for me for what I can do. But to see someone who has, I mean, I feel like I always hear him talking about, like, I've been here since Justin TV type deal.
And he says it just like that.
Yeah, exactly. He puts his cowboy hat. I've been here for so long. And to lose someone like that, quote unquote, from going to partner to affiliate, like, that's got to be a little bit of a hit, at least to Twitch, to say, like, man, like, this co-owner of 100 Thieves who has been with us since Justin TV now doesn't want our partnership because it feels too restrictive.
Yeah, and I think luckily for Twitch, it's such a rare boat for someone who is an owner of a team to be able to stream on two different platforms, because the league of which his team belongs is on YouTube and not on Twitch. I was going to say, are they scared that other people might take advantage of this and just go back to Twitch affiliate, give up some of those benefits that comes with partnership so they can stream on both platforms? But I just don't see that happening. But hey, who knows? Nadeshot definitely weighed the pros and cons, and a big old pro for us Call of Duty fans is maybe some future co-streams with Nadeshot. And the latest in the Warzone saga between Nickmercs and Huskers, hopefully coming to a close, unless it randomly gets dug up in a couple months from now. It could be the longest lasting.
It's gonna come back. We know it's gonna come up. It's been going on for so long.
I've been here since Justin. And yeah, who knows? We could be coming back here months from now to talk about this one. Kind of a brief end, so it seems. If you guys have watched this channel, you know a lot of the updates around that. The latest one being Nickmercs coming back around this Huskers drama and saying, hey, I apologize to the lady. Her name is P90 Princess. She's actually made a pretty good name for herself. She was in a picture with Huskers, to which a lot of community members from Nick's community, obviously because of the beef, took to the comment section and made some very rude remarks. Nickmercs has come forward and apologized for that, apologized to her, but made it very clear, hey, I'm not apologizing to you, Huskers. I don't freaking like you.
I know people, we talk about this so often, like you said, because it just comes back. It always comes back in a month or two because they bring it back up. But like we've said every time, I feel like people fall on such different sides of this because they're so polarized on they like Huskers or they like Nick. Or sometimes, to me, it kind of feels like they like Nick or they don't like Nick. It's the bigger argument of like, oh, we love Nick. Like, Huskers definitely deserve this, like he said. And like, he bought into this. He took part in it just as much as Nick did. And then the other side is like, but Nick is that, you know, jock from high school that's just trying to bully people and like he's just being a jerk. And those are pretty much the two arguments that I see of whether or not they like him or don't like him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. People are heated once again.
Yeah, and then here we are talking about the little jabs back and forth. Right. So for now, the beef is still there. No one's being forgiven, and we're at the same spot we were months ago in Nickmercs versus Huskers. And another thing that we talk about a freaking lot because it keeps on being teased apparently sometime soon, 100 Thieves Tim the Tatman is going to visit the 100 Thieves facility and also be staying in their content house, to which he later took to stream to say, the reason why he is going to LA may or may not be related to the fact he is staying in the 100 Thieves content house, to which we now have Symphony, we have Cloaksy, we have Nadeshot. So many people out there have continued to tease the possibility of all of these 100 Thieves signings, which would make sense given all of the recent signings in the female content creator space to have a big one on the opposing side because they keep on signing a lot of big creators out there. And speaking of big, the newest one may or may not be Tim the Tatman.
You said because they've been signing so many female creators, and then I thought you were just going to say, so they're also signing Tim.
I'm really bad with
we don't know what's going to happen. I think Cloaksy at this point is just trying to make Tim's life hell.
I just think he's trying to stir it up.
Yeah, he just brings it up at every opportunity, tweets about it. Any clips that he knows that he's in, he's like saying something about it. And so, yeah, I think they're just stirring the pot. It's not a bad thing at the end of the day for them. Like, they're all getting publicity. I know we posted a TikTok about it, and a lot of people were like, but Tim was part of the Nuke squad, and like, he's going to join FaZe. Like, no way. And like, people are very much like, do not. Well, some people believe it, but most people, I think, don't believe it at all.
Yeah, at this point, it's just who knows. It's all about time, and we'll see what happens. Don't forget about the email leak where obviously 100 Thieves, you know, I don't think it was on purpose, but Nadeshot and 100 Thieves were certainly in talks with Tim the Tatman several months back, so we will see if it ever does come true. And yes, very lastly, yet again, for all of you guys, it seems like a weekly occurrence for the recap and, well, for every segment we have here at Esports Talk. It's another update on the Sinatraa situation. This one, the most serious one we have seen in, well, a couple of months ever since it did start. It's actually Riot Games issuing their punishment for their part of the investigation. A further investigation will be continuing with the authorities also involved in the case, but as of right now, they've given a 6-month suspension to Jay, that being Sinatraa, and also made remarks about him not complying with the investigation, making a couple false statements in the investigation, and going back on his word in his initial statement of saying he would provide that initial video and audio clip, to which he did not give that to Riot Games. And I am sorry, I'm going to keep on talking here because ever since that post as well, we actually have Sinatraa coming out and explaining his side of why he said he had the video, but never actually had it. He claims he deleted that video and audio clip as of what Cleo asked him to. Cleo also posting a response saying that she never asked him to delete it, and she was also never asked for the full video audio clip, of which she would have provided if she was asked. And if you guys are confused after all of those statements, we're right there with you.
I think that I hate how much we need Twitter to get all of this information from all of them, because it's so difficult to discern who is telling the truth, which I mean, I know is like the whole deal with this investigation. But like we see Sinatraa coming out and saying, hey, I never had this video. I thought Cleo would provide it. Like, why didn't she provide the whole thing? And then she comes out and she's like, well, I would have if someone had asked me for it. Like, no one even asked me for it. And it's like, well, if you guys didn't even have this video, which is what pretty much everything is based around evidence-wise, then how are you conducting an investigation? You know, like how can we trust this investigation to begin with?
Well, it's just I think people have a lack of trust. It sucks to see in what seems to be a bit of both sides. Obviously, maybe with the way Sinatraa has handled things, I don't blame people for thinking that is very suspicious behavior. Even Riot Games comes out and said that was not professional whatsoever. You pretty much did not comply with our investigation. That's a bad look, no matter how you want to paint it. But there are certainly missing pieces from Cleo's statement, because you would hope that Riot Games, as a part of their investigation, did ask both sides that if either one of you want to provide this full video and audio clip of very condemning evidence, that they would have done that. But according to Cleo, they did not. So we can only, I guess, assume that the further investigation with authorities, that full video and audio clip will be provided. It won't be provided from Jay, apparently, because he never had it, which then you got to question, what was your legal team thinking that you made a statement saying you would provide something that you never had in the first place? Let's end it there. Obviously, it's a very complicated situation, and the investigation is still ongoing outside of control of Riot Games, but they have issued a 6-month suspension of Sinatraa. As per usual, we hope you guys all enjoy the Respawn recap. It's been a tiring week here, guys. We know a lot of these stories are reoccurring, and they are tough to keep on being updated about, but they are some big stories nonetheless, and we appreciate all of you guys watching the recap for 'em. Hunter, you want to show these fine folks out the door?
That way.
And okay, I'm gonna go this way actually, but I'm gonna eventually go to the door. Bye.